For all those who don't know me, my name is Syed Khurram, and I'm the CEO of Recruit, and here with me is Rob. Rob is the CEO of thebestmedia.com. Today, why we are here? We will be discussing the long-term strategies that have been evolving over the years in terms of digital marketing. Specifically, we'll be talking about digital transformation. What we would be doing is we would be wanting Rob to explain us how he has been working in thebestmedia.com. What are the services that you are offering yet? And what do you think that what has changed over the years?
Fantastic. Is that something you want me to take over now, Syed?
Yes, Rob. I want you to explain me over the that how long have you been running thebestmedia.com?
So since 2002, we've incorporated. We've been helping small and medium-sized businesses succeed online. And you could imagine 23 years, a lot has changed. There's been lots of ups, lots of downs, but we're still here and we're always improving, always learning. Lately, we have, or actually before I start with that, I just want to cover that we have been providing a full suite of marketing services since. So right from registering a domain name, creating a website, hosting the website, making sure it's secure, driving the right person to that website, and then all of that stuff behind the scenes like CRM implementation, nurturing clients, segmenting lists, and all of that. So we can help with all of that. And lately, we really specialized on implementing AI to do all this better. So nice. Our focus is really helping businesses to grow faster and sell more using AI. That's our business. And I think there's so much opportunity now to leverage these.
So should I take it like from the start you worked on to complete digital presence on the media, on the platforms, on creating the websites, the SEO, the SEM, lead generation, and now you have shifted completely towards the AI side. I was seeing your website yesterday as well. You have completely revamped the websites. So that means you have incorporated the AI side in order to help your customers generate leads, AI marketing tools that you're using.
Correct. Yes, correct. So still providing the same, I guess, solutions. However, we're using AI to do it better. That's really it. AI is, if I had to break it down into its simplest, what is it actually? It's just a better tool. So we want to make sure we master that tool so we can use it for ourselves and also our clients to bring the best results for the lowest cost in the quickest amount of time. So that's really how I look at AI. And maybe I can share like a quick screenshot to give everyone a little bit of a clarification on how does this actually look like for the businesses. So let me do a quick screen share here. Where is it? Why am I not seeing this one?
So back in Pakistan over here, the literal meaning of marketing is not being adopted, which has been changed in the developed countries. Over here, we are stuck onto the traditional practices of marketing, the PR side, person-to-person contacts. Rather, we have not been shifting onto the digital marketing side, wherein I have been teaching for now 3 years. So I see what they are doing is they do not know about email marketing, SEM, SEO while studying over there. So they do not have the tools, rather the implementation of the right knowledge over there is not visible. So this blueprint, yes, please explain it because this would give a better glimpse of what it exactly is.
Yes, and in terms of solutions of creating video content or social media content using AI, that is in addition to this, but I think it also is mentioned here and I'll give you a good understanding. So this is a foundational blueprint for any small or medium-sized businesses to implement AI to maximize their profits. And again, I say foundational because there's so much more that we could do. But if we had to talk about, let's start at what is most important to a small and medium-sized business, I believe we've laid it out here. So the way this works is this is a journey. So on the left side here, you see a customer searching for a product or service, and then this is the journey they go through. So how does AI first help to attract that customer looking for a product or service? Simple. AI can help to create online reviews for a business, and we don't mean by manipulating and creating fake reviews. We mean engaging a happy customer after a sale at the right time, and first of all making sure they're happy, and if they are happy, then hey, why don't you let others know about your experience? They create automated reviews. So that's how one way that a potential new customer sees and learns about a new business. Also finding a business via search. So we have AI solutions that help especially local businesses rank at the top of Google. So AI can help businesses be found more easily on Google. And then consistent social media content that is actually representative of the brand and speaks well to the audience. So creating content, all these three ways AI can help to attract that new potential client and customer. And then the flow goes where they will visit the website. And now on the website, we use AI three different ways. So there could be an instant SMS conversation that is initiated, usually by offering like a lead magnet for free, but they got to enter their phone number to receive it. And this creates that instant conversation. They can call the business, speak to an AI receptionist, answer all their questions immediately, book appointments and all of that. Or they can start a live chat on the site, again, getting instant speed to lead replies and appointment bookings all on autopilot. Now, let's say the conversation has started, but a sale is not made. This means that potential contact goes into their list and they are being segmented using AI and we create personalized nurturing sequences based on each user. This creates the best conversions and a personalized experience for that user, which is really how AI is powerful and can be used. And now let's say they schedule an appointment or they actually purchase the product or service. After that sale, we want to use AI to make sure, are they happy or are they not happy? If they're
Account
happy,
management.
yeah. And if they're happy, we want to get them to leave a positive review. Maybe we try to upsell them or add loyalty programs, and we can nurture them over SMS and email to do that. And then we want to make sure they're following and engaging on social media if they're happy, because all of that helps them to create more future sales. Just as important though, if that user is not happy, we need to know this immediately, report this to the business so they can take action and resolve the concern or the issue with that unhappy client, and ensure we are proactive so they don't post a negative review online, because that is detrimental to any business and online reputation. So we take very great effort to ensure that if someone is not happy, we're quickly notifying the business and they are taking action immediately to resolve this, in addition to permanent actions to ensure this is minimized in the future. And we use AI to do all of that as well. So that's really just a foundational blueprint of how we could use AI for small, medium businesses. This is a good starting point. But then again, from there, we can create custom AI agents to create social media content on autopilot as well, and so many other things, and help with creating amazing videos, things like that. But I wanted to share that because that's a great starting point, and I hope it was clear.
Can you give me a glimpse over the pricing that is associated with all the services that you are providing right now?
So if we were to look at this, I would say this starts from as low as like $4.99 a month for everything, and then it could go up from there.
And if somebody has some specific AI bot that he wants to use, like for customer support, he needs that, or for online reviews, then what would be the pricing?
So like the $4.99 I mentioned would include all of this. So that would include the bot to request online reviews automatically from a happy client, and all of that. So, and again, this is like a foundational setup. Of course, the more we need to customize or create new solutions, it would be on top of that. But I'm really trying to come to market, and this would be something specifically for your price. Whereas if a client were to come to me directly, it would be $9.99 I'd be charging them. But I'm trying to create a room for you to make some profit as well too. So my price to you as a wholesaler would be half of that.
Okay. So what I've understood from your complete blueprint is that you are providing AI solutions for marketing, for sales, for customer support, for account management, and along with that, lead generation and the complete marketing setup. So
Yes.
you have implemented the AI and you are selling the solutions.
Yes.
Okay. So now, just for a glimpse, Rob, I would like to know what has changed over the past 5 to 6 years.
So none of the AI was like, we were not using any of these actual specific AI solutions 5 or 6 years ago. So all of this was still being done, but it was being done more manually, I would say. Now we're able to automate majority of the repetitive tasks, I would say, if we would call it that, so that we can, of any task, 80% of it can be fulfilled with AI, and we still need that 20% of human input to ensure things are being done strategically, properly, and then also optimized. and just to ensure ongoing quality and testing, because although the AI is doing the majority of the conversations, we are always having humans review the conversations, making sure they are ideal, and we need to optimize the logic continuously to make sure it's always performing better.
So do you feel AI has made lives way much easier?
Yes, absolutely.
Like yesterday, I was trying on creating a SaaS platform. I have been using Wix CRM for past 5 years for my website. I had given Wix AI a prompt, which was for creating a complete setup in terms of recruitment. There should be an employee portal, there should be a client portal, and it should be having a backend connected to the CMS, and a complete marketing platform should be there. It got made up in maximum 5 to 10 minutes. This was something I remember when I started Pro Recruit back in 2020. I had done everything manually with my hands. So now creating it through AI, and I inputting around 3 to 4 months just in the setup. So it has reduced way too much. What are your reviews over that side? How are businesses benefiting from that?
I think there's still a gap because you seem hands-on and technical, whereas there's a lot of people that don't spend the time to, I guess, become, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, proficient on at least a basic level. And they often spend little effort and time, and the results are poor. So I believe, that's not the case with you. You were able to create a good result because you spent a lot of time, and you also had the traditional background for that. So I think the effort that most companies put in will dictate what they get out of it, if that makes sense. So still, there's a significant amount of effort needed. And once that is done properly, you're able to get good results. So what you put into AI is what you're going to get out, is basically what I'm trying to say.
And what
Yeah.
about the businesses? I've seen various businesses that are reluctant to opt AI into their businesses. I've seen tremendous, like there would be way less people in Canada, but in Pakistan, even website is an issue. They do not want the digital presence as well. So in those regards, shifting towards AI completely, uh, I see they would take around 10, 20 years to opt that completely.
I think we just need to reference good scenarios and facts. So everyone believes using AI will make the customer journey cold. It will make it robotic and not intimate. Whereas I believe the opposite. When it's done properly, it will actually make it more intimate because we can personalize the journey for the user. And this is not done easily. This is done with
Behind every AI, isn't there every human who is reviewing it for once? Like in the start, while you're training the AI, you have to consecutively look on to 2 or 3 months whether your AI is performing up to the level or not. So it
100%.
ultimately requires a back-end human into it. So rather, wouldn't it be more convenient to shift into those sites? And what would be the reason that businesses are not able to cope up onto it? Because like you transformed back in 2020, you saw that it's COVID and the market is changing abruptly. Digital transformation is there, the HR practices are changing, and in all of that, you shifted towards the complete AI model. What is that is not allowing people to do that?
I think there's a reluctance based on no evidence that people have. So I think that part needs to be eliminated. I think they need to keep an open mind. And there's a Harvard case study, for example, that I would refer to show someone that is hesitant to use AI to improve their business. I would just show them, look, it's simple. A customer that is interested in your business, if they don't get the information they want about your business and your solution or service or product quickly, like I mean within 1 minute, they will be going on to your competitors to find out that information. So what's my point? My point being, there's Harvard case studies that clearly show speed to lead will create increased conversions and sales. So we have that small window of less than 1 minute to give someone that's interested in your product or service the information they need. If we're not able to do that, if when they call your business and you're on the phone with another client and they need to leave a voicemail, oftentimes they won't even leave a voicemail. They'll just hang up and call the next number. Now you've missed a potential sale. Whereas if you have an AI receptionist that answers the call, hello, and let's say worst case scenario, they're not even able to answer the question because it's a really unique question, it would say, you know what, we're going to get someone to call you back immediately. This is your concern. Thank you for calling. Is there anything else? Like just the fact that they were able to speak to, even if it's not a human, they know that someone
There
is
would be some
working on it.
satisfaction over there.
Exactly, 100%. And this is unfortunately the world we live in today. When a website loads, we have 3 seconds of load time. If the website is not loading in 3 seconds, you might as well don't even have a website.
True that. True that.
So everyone put so much effort into making their website so complex with all these heavy video files. But the most important thing, if it's not loading in 3 seconds, you might as well not even have a website because they're off to your competitor. So little things like this make the difference. And this is where it's clear. Once we show them like the speed to lead, it's not even an opinion, it's fact that if you give that user the information they're looking for, you will make more sales, you will make more revenue in your business. So speed to lead is a no-brainer, and it's something we could easily implement at low cost, right? And it still creates that intimacy when it's done properly. So it's not even cold. And that's just one small example, like lowest hanging fruit, right? And then the online reputation part. Why wouldn't you not want to automate that part to make sure, A, your happy clients are posting reviews about you, and B, the ones that are not happy, you're immediately notified about that and resolving that immediately, and proactively stopping them from posting a negative experience online about your business. Like those are things that any business should be absolutely on board to implement. And those are my examples of how AI will increase profit, revenue, and just the overall brand experience.
Okay, and about for the viewers of Pakistan, the ones who are not even able to opt a complete website and CMS system, how can somebody incline them for the complete AI system? At one end, what I see that the government has been investing onto AI largely. There are different government collaborations between US and Pakistan, plus China, plus Pakistan, over the AI data centers that are being created in Pakistan. But at the other end, the people who are managing it all, they are reluctant of using it. So how to cope them up? Like at one end, working at a university, I have a big data center that has been financed by China itself, which is working in that university. At the other end, the university does not have a complete CMS system, and it has been working on the papers itself. So how to manage those corporates understand that this is the future?
That is a great question. I think we start with the lowest hanging fruit. So if things are being managed by paper, for example, that's an easy solution to move into digital, and show them the benefits of doing so. So I think the things that are most foundational need to come up to speed first. So that would be like the first step. And then as things like that happen, everyone becomes more open to implementing more of this. I think it's really just mindset and what's the word I'm looking for? Mindset and
they're much hesitant to use it.
Yes, yes, but you will see that even here in North America, this was the case 2 and 3 years ago. Everyone hesitant. Now everyone's open to it. And I'll give you an example. So for when we implement AI receptionist for a client, one of the concerns is always, oh, do we tell them if it's AI or not? So I always highly recommend, yeah, we should say, hi, this is Sally. I'm the AI receptionist for the Best Media, as an example. Now you call it out yourself. You let the user know you're speaking to an AI receptionist. And just that fact alone resolves all the issues that used to happen before. However, if we did this 2 years ago, the quality of the AI conversations were not as good as today anyways. But in this example, when you said it was, they were a lot more closed-minded and they didn't want to speak to that. But now everyone's more open to it. You say that resolves all the issues, 90% of the issues anyways. And people are okay. Once they know it's an AI receptionist, they're also more forgiving too. So if the conversation doesn't go perfectly, like a human would, make it go much better sometimes, depending on the questions asked, they're open to, okay, I'll get a call back, and they're happy with it. So yeah, it is a process, and I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. And as more people adapt, yeah, we will get there.
Over to my company, Syed Khurram. What do you think about the global recruitment setup, which is being run over different platforms, over different companies? How does it go? Does it sound good? Is it better than the previous traditional setups, like working in the office, or is it, as compared, a bit risky? How do you take it up?
I'm sorry, the question is exactly?
How would you take the previous employees that you were working with when they were working with you in the office, as compared to the employees who are working back in their homes as VAs and doing the task on the daily basis? What do you think? Which is more convenient, and what are the pros and cons in it?
I think today everyone is very open and almost expects people to be working from home versus traditional offices. They understand that there's teams also remotely, so not everyone at the same location. So these things are much more acceptable today than they were pre-COVID, and it's almost expected. So the amount of like boardroom meetings I used to have prior to COVID, they'd be 90% boardroom meetings with clients and all that. Now it's not even 10% boardroom meetings. Clients prefer to meet over video. They don't need to travel. And yeah, that's the shift.
It's saving costs.
Yes.
Travel costs plus employee costs. It's reducing them way too much. So yes, global economies are changing way too rapidly, and digital transformation over the past 5 years after COVID, it has completely changed the world. And the ones who would be opting those, they would be the pioneers for the next 10, 20 years.
Agreed. I agree.
Okay, Rob. So I have a few more questions. What do you see over the few next years? Would there be an increase for hiring more people, or would AI be making people lose jobs?
Both. My answer is both. So just like when the industrial revolution created new technology for farming, what was happening back then is everyone was scared. Oh, we're not going to have any more jobs because now these new farming technologies are coming. We don't need to work the fields as much as anymore. We're going to all be out of work. So it's the same kind of thing they're saying now. And we've seen this even before with other trends like the internet, etc. So I believe, yes, people are going to lose jobs. Also, new doors are going to open. There's going to be new potential for other new jobs as well. So it's going to be a shift. It's a transformation and a shift. So
I personally believe that from the ones who do not have the knowledge over AI would not be able to sustain in the near future. And the ones who would be having knowledge of AI, they would be sustaining in the near future. So it's not about losing jobs or getting jobs. It's about the one who has opted it into their fields. They would be sustaining into it. Like you and me who are trying to opt them into complete setups.
100% agreed, my friend. We will not be replaced by AI. However, we will be replaced by someone else using AI.
Yes.
That's, if I had to define it, that's exactly how it would go. Yeah.
Okay. So about the borderless hirings, what do you think about those?
Very, very common today. There's
everyone. In your opinion, which countries are the best to have for remote workers? I have you in mind. What are yours?
The best. That is interesting. I've worked with remote workers from so many countries: Philippines, Pakistan, India, also Bangladesh, also.
Yeah, these are the 4 major countries that I was considering as well, which are working at a framework wherein we can pay them as well. Plus, it is a better living wherein we can sustain the sustainable development goals that are given by UN as well. So yes, they are getting a better pay, they are getting a better living, better economy, and this borderless digital transformation is helping people live a better lives.
Agreed. And with the technology, like when I had teams, we had a team of 30 university students working in an office in Bangladesh. This was like 2010 times. We would have software that would screen capture every 15 seconds their monitors. So we would have people to monitor the work and make sure that they're doing work, etc. So we use technology to make sure everyone is doing their part properly, and it works out really well.
Plus, when you were working with the view that you had from Pro Recruiter, you were working through HubStuff or Time Doctor.
Yes, exactly. You guys had it implemented as well. 100%. Exactly what I mean.
So yeah, what do you think in terms of AI? Which field would be the one which would be growing the most for the youngsters who yet have to choose their fields, otherwise who can make a switch? Which would be the field like marketing, sales, customer support, HR? Which can be the best, which can be opted along with AI?
Wow, that is a great
or
question.
out of them all, the ones who are doing AI themselves, being the AI engineers.
I think being proficient with AI is the most important part, because whether it's going to be like, and sales is always the biggest, most important part of any organization, because without sales, nothing else matters, unfortunately, right? It's kind of like food for a human, right? So that's where I would say being proficient with AI is the most important. And this is where the opportunities will exist. And then sales is always, I'm going to say, the most important of any business. So other elements like the marketing and the operations still very critical, but I would say sales stands out, and just being proficient to use AI is massively important.
So can we sum it like Google, Microsoft, OpenAI have together lifted their businesses so much that this current degree would be the most beneficial out of them all?
So I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I understand your question. Could you?
I said that there were 3 companies who have been working into 3 different domains: Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI itself, ChatGPT. So these 3 companies have lifted their work so much that they do not need web developers, AI or backend engineers for them. Rather, they've shifted everybody to be learning the AI side.
Yep, agreed, 100%. And again, it also creates more doors opening, new opportunities. So because they are still to be created, these opportunities, I can't really speak to them as.
I got a question out of it in terms of opportunities. So do you think the barriers of entry are low for businesses now as compared to what it was previously?
Massively lower. A great example is, using technologies like Base 44 or Lovable. Anyone can create an app now. For less than $100, you could create an app that actually functions, whereas 3-4 years ago, I would have to hire someone for $80,000 a year, spend 6 to 12 months, and it's insane. Now, in one day, for less than $100, you could create the same, just as an example. Websites,
So
same
the
thing.
ones who are working on to computer sciences degree, there are governments that decide where they will be focusing. I saw back in India and Pakistan together, they started working onto the computer sciences degree that we would be creating engineers and we would be getting them posted in big countries, in big companies, so that they grow. And now I see engineers are getting at the back end and the LLM models are getting in the front. So that is, I guess, the human labor itself has decided that companies at one end are losing the profits because of the HR side. So yes, they are shifting towards the LLM itself. So that mostly things can be done at a reduced rate so that the costs get cut off, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, the corporate structure is always about the cost, and profit. That unfortunately is the way it is designed. Good or bad, I'm not sure, but that's the system we have right now, unfortunately, right? So
I have many other topics to discuss with you, to be honest. Many other. We can have several podcasts on that, talking about the differences between the countries, talking about the latest global issues that are being going on. But yet it was about digital transformation and the quality of education, or otherwise the knowledge that has increased so much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for your time. Thanks a lot for coming over here and helping our viewers, otherwise my students who have to see this video specifically. And I guess they would be learning a lot, because of what they specifically feel is that the traditional marketing is still being implemented. That is where I stand, making them realize that no, it has shifted to SEO, it has shifted to the email marketing side, which in Pakistan, only the corporates know. They do not let the SMEs know the right knowledge. So I have been working into it. You are the one who has helped me into it. Thank you very much for giving me your time. And I'll be needing your time in the future as well.
Absolutely. Anytime, my friend. Thank you for having me, and I hope I shared some value.
Yeah, you did. Waiting for more podcasts. Take care.
Thanks.
Okay.